Welcome, I'm Sherry Traxler with Your Life, author of Go Forward, 28 Days to Eat, Move, and Enjoy Life God's Way. It is time to start a new year, and we know that we need a new year. As you're starting the new year and beginning a new healthy lifestyle journey, curating your current healthy lifestyle, I want to make sure that you know the truth. One of the things that I teach in my small group coaching and to my private clients is 7 steps to making a lifestyle stick. However, that has to be done within a framework of truth, and there are some truths that you may not know. You have been lied to your whole life by the fitness industry. Maybe well-meaning, maybe not, but today we're going to discover some truth. This is from a workshop, a series that I teach with my small group coaching, and I want you to learn some of that framework today. Be sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, because that is going to help you on your healthy living journey. Here is the truth. I'm going to give you some information that you have probably not heard, and it's really revolutionary when you accept this. Here's the deal. If you have heard that it takes 21 to 30 days to make a habit, you have heard wrong. And I apologize for whatever guru in your life has told you that. There is absolutely research that shows us there are rewiring of the brain that happens at 21 to 30 days that begins to help an activity or an action feel easier. So there is some significant things that happen at that 21 or 30 day mark, but that doesn't mean it's now part of your identity, because as we talk about on the sheet, you've got action versus identity. Where we're going with this is you want to move from Sherry who exercises to Sherry the exerciser, that it's part of who you are. It's so much who you are that if something came up for a couple of weeks and you weren't able to do this activity, as soon as whatever it was that was going on leaves your life, you're right back to it. That's when you know that you have an identity in this. That's when you know you have a true habit. Let me give you an example. A client years ago who I helped her to understand and accept the 6 months mentality and the facts around it, because that's the deal. I'm going to take a side journey here. The fact is, it takes 6 months. We may not like the fact that it takes 6 months, and it's not that it's hard for 6 months and then suddenly gets easy. It gets easier as you go along, and you're getting the benefit of the activity as you go along. But where you can just click your brain off, not have to have any support around it, that does take 6 months. Okay, so this client, she accepted that and said, all right, so instead of putting support in place for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, I'm going to put support in place for 6 months. And that's what she did. And she had always been an on-again, off-again exerciser. However, this time she said, we're going to do it different. She does all this work around it for 6 months. She goes on a business trip, throws her out of her element for 2 weeks. Everything was out the window. Just life was, took over. She came back on that Sunday afternoon. She's packing her work bag for the next day, but she's also packing her lunch and her workout clothes. Doesn't realize she's doing that. Then she gets to the gym in the afternoon after work, and in the middle of her workout, she says, wait a minute, I'm at the gym. How did this happen? I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to struggle. I didn't have to put up Post-it notes. I'm just here. It was part of who she was. She was so excited whenever she shared that with me. And that's where I want you to get to. On whatever your goal is, we want 6 months from now for it to just be who you are, that no matter what happens, it's your identity. And we will fight to live up to whatever our identity is. So you're going to move from action to identity. That takes 6 months. You've got where your goal is. Now, what do you need to put in place to do that? Don't let the research discourage you. In fact, let it excite you, because now that you know the truth, you know to put support in place for at least 6 months. Sometimes what's happened, well, a lot of times what happens is that people will say, I'm going to make this new healthy lifestyle choice. They put support in place for 21 days or for a month, and then they fail because they take that support out and life happens. Make sure that you are, now that you know the truth, putting the support in place that you need for 6 months, whether that's a coach, whether that's an accountability friend. There are so many things you need to do to support yourself, and subscribing to this channel is one of them so that you can learn all of the tips and the ways, and being involved in some type of community. Make sure that you've got these in place so that this time next year, you'll be able to say, yeah, I didn't fall off the wagon. I kept my commitments. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of this, for subscribing. And until next time, as always, find your unique path and fulfill your potential.